Bhrama, Wikipedia article audio. Bhrama, in the context of Hindu thought, means error, mistake, illusion, confusion, perplexity. But, it literally means that which is not steady, and refers to error etc., caused by defects in the perceptive system. The seeing of snake in a rope in darkness, silver nacre in moonlight, water in a mirage on a hot day and a person in a stump of tree are four classic instances quoted in Vedantic texts. Bhrama is a mistake, it is a confusion about one object which exists for another object which does not exist, it merely refers to the fallibility of human perception. Human nature is ordinarily afflicted by i.e. Bhrama, pramada, vipralipsa, and kara, Aapa, ava are four major mind faults which mislead human beings and do not permit right perception and cognition. Amongst these, the knowledge which is of the nature of Bhrama is the direct thought wave of avidya. And, the texts speak about there being 5 theories of illusion or erroneous perception: atmakuti, asatkyati, akuti, anyathakuti, and anarvakaniyakuti, developed by 5 schools of thought. The Vedantic texts reveal the self as pure consciousness, they reveal the self as the ever blissful witness who is neither the enjoyer nor the enjoyment or the object of enjoyment. The enjoyer is Chidabhasa or Jiva, the sheath of the intellect, a product or manifestation of Maya, not transcendentally real and subject to change. Vidyaranya in his Panchadasi explains. Swami Swahananda in his commentary tells us that Kutastha, conventionally identified with ego, is not the object of identification, for it is incapable of being associated with ego. According to Shankara, Atma Anatma Adhyasa, the so-called locus of superimposition, is a mispresentation or praksha apraksha Bhrama. Panchapadika P.F. Padmapada interprets Purovasthitava as contact with the visual sense, whereas Ratnaprabha of Niskalakara relates it with sense contact. The former explains that a non-object can become an apparent object, and the latter explains that Shankara in no way considers the said locus to be complete and conclusive. Saguna worship leads to a typical illusion inasmuch as the devotee mistakes physical or mental images for the formless God. It is of the nature of the Samvedi Bhrama that finally leads to the realization of Nirguna Brahman. The endless pursuit after sense objects is the Visamvedi Bhrama. But, the cumulative subtle awareness of Bhrama need not necessarily result in the awareness of Maya, because owing to the latter either one wakes up from a dream or goes on dreaming forever. Svarupa Bhrama is one of the 4 major anarthas and is said to be of 4 kinds: Svatattva, which is illusion about one's own spiritual identity; Paratattva, which is illusion about the spiritual identity of the Supreme Absolute Truth; Sadhya Sadhanatattva, which is illusion about the spiritual means and the object gained; and Maya Tattva, which is illusion about the Lord's external energy. These anarthas are required to be uprooted in order to develop NIS.A. But, Bhrama is not an aropa, which is an aharya cognition. The Yoga school of thought adopts the Anyathakuti theory of misapprehension of the Nayas for dealing with Bhrama, which theory is based on the premise that Bhrama is thinking of something as that which it is not, like attributing the characteristics of Prakriti to Purusha and vice versa. In Ayurveda, Bhrama refers to vertigo, a discrete disease due to Vata Prakapa and Pitta Prakapa, which shows 6 distinct stages, and is curable.